The other big news was Benji in the halls. Did you hear about that one?
No.
That story's going around.
What did he do?
No, it's just that Benji comes late to work and we barely leaves him enough time to get in.
That's always been the case.
And now the building has filed a complaint against him.
You know,
The building is complaining about Benji?
Yeah,
I love
come
Benji,
on.
but this is the most annoying shtick thing he does. It really is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see him
It's a
sometimes.
shtick.
It's ridiculous.
What, is he like OJ hurtling through
What
the
he
building?
does is he runs into the building like a bull in a china shop, like full speed,
Like a
sweaty.
linebacker.
Yeah, like a linebacker. You've seen it?
Yeah, I have. And you know something? I think it's more about some sort of obsessive compulsiveness rather than like, you know, this
He's
whole
just
thing.
doing
He's looking
shtick.
for attention.
We've all
I
seen it.
think
Yeah, it's
he's
crazy.
obsessive compulsive because he's come in here with that bullshit about like, oh, I just took a shower and, you know, and I'm just drying off. We
You
all
think
take
he has
showers,
rituals
dude.
that he
Come
can't
on.
get completed.
He feels like
Is
he
Fred
has to
right?
come in at the last second for whatever reason.
Benji,
it's
do you have
always been the
OCD?
case.
I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I don't. I used to have it really bad where I had to keep going and checking a lock or keep turning something off. But as far as I know, I don't consciously have it.
Oh, I see. So you can't show up at work on time. Like it's got to be like
I
right
think
at the edge.
I really do.
I
He
don't-
feels like he has to like wait until the last possible minute to come in and do it. He also does this thing where he wears his headphones over the front of his head. I don't know if you notice. And if for some reason, when he's not wearing his hat, I think it's to probably take away from the fact that he's going bald.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, you should put some hair on that.
You're worried about how you look?
Yeah.
And yet he wears his headphones in a very retarded fashion.
Look, what is this? So what does he do, Ronnie? He runs.
Well,
into,
here's what
building security has filed a complaint.
Today was the worst. So here's what happened today. Today he forgot his ID.
Right.
And he came into the lobby downstairs, and I've been talking about up here. And he ran to try to run through the lobby, and he had a whole thing with the guards downstairs. So now they filed a complaint with the building, and
Yeah.
with Sirius, and with Sirius Security.
What did he do, Gary? Because I think Ronnie skipped some parts from what you
No,
told
no,
me.
no,
He runs in and then he
Okay,
hits.
well, let's start from the beginning. He gets he gets downstairs, doesn't have his ID. So, like, even I, who have been here for 2 years, they know who I am. The one time I forgot my ID, they made me call up. You can't just
You
go
have
through.
to. The rule is you have to have ID.
Right. So Robin hit it right on the head. Like OJ, he comes barreling through. He runs through. He's like, I forgot my ID, and then he hurtled
You know
over.
who I am.
He hurtled over the turnstile because without your ID,
He jumped the turnstile.
Yeah,
Right.
You can't without your ID. You can't make it turn. So then when he gets up here, this is the part that I've seen.
So did they try to stop him when he
Well,
hurtled?
they were yelling to him, but he just kept going. He says that he told them what they were doing, but why would you file a
They have
complaint?
to stop, yeah.
Can I?
Well, hold
say
on, let
what
me
I
finish.
can't even believe he could hurdle the turnstile.
Let me finish.
I'd like to see that.
So I'm standing outside, right outside this green room right here, right?
Right.
And I've heard about this, but I've never experienced it until this morning. It really is like you hear a gallop, right? Like you hear the floor start to shake.
starts to rumble.
And I don't know what it is, but luckily others do. And I forget who was out there, but they push me against the wall and they go, Benji's coming. He comes running around. I mean, really, Howard, he runs in a way without any regard for that he might knock somebody over. And he runs in. And then the other complaint about him, which I just found out, is Artie has a standing order for breakfast every morning. We know what it is. Intern gets here at 5:30. We send him out to get it. As Benji runs in, like an elephant, he screams his order out. He's like, I need 4 cups of coffee. And then he runs in. And what ends up happening is we have to send an intern out at 6 o'clock. And they're taken away from the show. So we've asked Benji to please give us a standing order. But he's screaming
All right,
and running and
here's
yelling.
Rule number 1. There's no more getting Benji anything unless he gives you the standing order.
Okay.
If he yells out, if he comes charging in like a fucking elephant, don't get him anything.
Benji, you do that, right? You agree with that?
So that's over with. Now you're liberated.
Can I?
Either you get a standing order, or you get nothing.
Well, did you hear what
First of
this
all,
morning?
wait. You know, everything always is treated differently with me.
Yes,
which
it
could be
is.
okay. You
Who's
could be
running in here
but
yelling an order?
Everyone,
you
including
act differently than everyone, so you have to be treated
wait a second.
differently.
Let's just talk about the order thing. Everyone at times has asked, and I said
but
always
your
check with
order-
Jason or Tracy first.
You didn't hear
Can we
what
send
Gary
an intern
said.
down and get some fruit?
Okay, can I explain it to you?
So is that for no
You're
one
not
else sending
listening.
down?
You're not listening. You're not listening to Gary. Go ahead.
Okay. Everybody here orders breakfast. We order it at once.
I'm not talking about a
That's
standing
what
We
we're
order
trying
it
to
once,
about
that.
and one person goes down to get it.
You never send people down for cookies, Gary?
No.
You
I
used to
don't.
send me down for cookies all the time.
I don't send you down for cookies.
I think you're
No, you used to
overlooking
do
one.
it all the time.
But I'm telling you,
I'm
I
talking
don't.
about this first thing.
I
in the
think you're
morning
overlooking
thing.
one factor. Nobody's running past anybody and shouting out
I
an
don't
order.
shout. I'd say it politely.
What happened in the lobby this morning, though?
And I'll do it
He
in-
stood outside the door here, up here, because he didn't have his ID, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
No, I
he's
did not
screaming
go-
my
can I-
name for him to come out and get him to let him in.
Benji.
Can I respond
Benji,
at
no.
all?
There's
I can't-
too
I
much.
cannot-
I will let you respond, but I got to tell you something. There's too much drama going on around you.
It's very
All
notice
you
me.
have to do is get to work. Now, if you have a psychological problem like OCD, where it doesn't allow you to come until the edge of time, you got to go see a doctor and get yourself a medical note because I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
But can I respond to what happened this morning?
Go ahead.
Okay. I got here. I did realize I didn't have the ID, which sucks because I know it's hard to get in without it.
Staple
So
it to your head.
Right.
You won't forget it. I have my ID every morning. You know why? It's always in my bag.
That's great.
How
And that's
can you not have your ID?
I put it on a table.
Impossible.
I don't know what happened. I must have forgot to grab it.
And then you know there are consequences when you don't
Yes,
have it.
I do.
And you get here
You
so
have to
late.
deal with
Can
that.
I say what happened?
How late do you get here?
Can I say what
Do you
happened?
time it right to the edge?
really does.
Between 6 and 6:01.
See, we're focusing.
6
we're
and
focu-
6:01.
we're
How
foc-
about work starts for you at 5:30? Then you'll never have this
Can I
problem.
say what happened? Because lies were told.
And he
about
lives
me.
3 minutes from the studio.
But if lies were told, why are they? I heard what you said, but if lies were told, why are they filing a
Can I
complaint?
say what happened?
Sure.
Why is there a complaint against you right now?
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Which
the
is like
complaint.
having a complaint against me.
Can I say what happened?
All right.
Okay. I got here. I said to the guy I was sorry. I forgot my ID. I said, "What's the procedure? Can you call upstairs?" He asked another guy. They asked around. I said, "Please, please." I did say, "Please, please, call upstairs." And then he said, "Okay, go ahead. But when you have a chance, come back down to get the pass for the day." I said, "Fine."
And for that, he filed a complaint against you.
I don't know and I did. He told me
Because
go
I can
ahead,
tell you that I've
and
been in the same-
I
I've been in-
did pull the turnstile to get
Ronnie,
through.
you didn't do that?
No. Well, he jumped the turnstile.
I did not jump it.
Oh, how'd you get in?
I pulled it to the side. It's an old subway trick.
He pulled it.
Oh, okay, whatever he did. Now I have.
He
a good-
couldn't
I have-
possibly jump it.
I have-
I could
I have-
jump a
How in
turnstile.
the world
And you can't
did
pull-
he
I know you
squeeze
can't-
by it?
Benji, I have a good relationship with these people
I do
downstairs.
too. And
when
what
people
did I
can't
do
get
wrong
in,
at that?
all I
Yes,
have to
Howard,
do,
I should have been there late.
All
but
I have to do is call downstairs
I
and they'll
asked
let him in.
I asked
okay?
him,
If they-
Ronnie. That's exactly
yeah,
what I asked.
but
him.
now you're screwing it up for everybody.
But Ronnie, that's exactly what I
and
asked.
that's your
him.
problem.
What do
with
you mean
everything.
he's screwing up for everybody?
Because now
Explain.
it's
Ronnie, what did I
it's
do
a
wrong?
whole-
Benji, let him talk.
It's a whole procedure now. Now they're going to make me come downstairs and verify that he works up
I
here.
asked you. Wait,
and,
I
and that
asked-
goes for anybody now.
I asked to,
See,
for them
well,
to,
normally
Ronnie,
they would call me and
Ronnie,
say, you know,
that's what I asked him to do, but he told me go ahead and go up.
Then why are they
what's your-
mad?
I don't know.
You see, but no,
They
But
filed
why-
a complaint
why
against
see what the
you.
complaint
Why did you?
says.
If they weren't
And let's
mad,
look at
if-
video from this morning.
Hello?
They have video
if
there.
they weren't mad, why did you have to break through the turnstile thing? They would open. There's a door there that they open
Right.
to let you in.
I don't. You know what?
You don't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know that. They said go ahead, and I just ran through the turnstile.
Okay.
Do you
just
come
ran
charging
through it.
in here every morning?
Yes.
You run like
you
an
know,
elephant?
see, that's the thing.
Are
How
you denying that too?
No.
How about the
You're
time you
not.
almost knocked Tony over coming out of the elevator?
and she's pregnant. No, we're focusing on the wrong thing. Today he forgot his ID. Fuck it, whatever. So that we're talking about every day when he has his ID. It's an issue and it's bigger than you think. The guy who drives me every morning notices what Benji does. When I pull up in the car, a lot of times there'll be a cab right there, and I won't get out till I make sure it's not Benji, because Benji gets out of the fucking cab. And you know, when you're a little kid in junior high, you have a rule. You can't run in the hallways
Right.
because you could get hurt or hurt. And I know that sounds immature, but I'd really like you to enforce that with him, because he gets out of the fucking cab, starts in the middle of 49th Street, and runs like a bull. And even my driver is like, he scares my driver. He's like, what's with that
It's
guy?
not
He's
funny,
nuts.
Benji. Why are you
and
doing
it's
this?
not funny. He runs through the hallway.
I don't understand. What time are you getting here? Dude, I told you, get here 5:45.
Okay.
It's
Cut the
annoying,
shit.
Benji.
It's annoying everyone. We're not joking. It's crazy what you're doing. It's not professional. You got a job that starts at 6 in the morning. You get here early like everyone else, and you do your thing, and you don't come charging in.
Think about it. It's not bullshit. Tony is pregnant now. She weighs about 110 pounds
She's
wet.
had the
You
kid.
know, I mean, she could. I mean, look, you could hit her. You really could, or startle her. I mean,
You
it's
can.
startling what you're doing. What Gary says is right. You hear it from all the way down the hall. It's like a fucking
Come on.
charging
If somebody,
bull.
if,
You're
if
not
somebody
a kid.
wasn't there this morning, seriously, Benji, because the way you came around, if somebody didn't realize what you were and didn't push me against the wall, you'd have knocked me over.
He wants attention.
Of course he does.
Like
Right.
a baby.
I do it for attention.
Of course you do.
Oh, I know.
But you're bringing so much attention to yourself with this hustle you do every
Right.
morning, where his driver notices what you're up to and gets.
And aren't Artie gets here at a reasonable time to get upstairs. Why do you have to run?
I'm running late sometimes too, and I find myself
Why do I
in a
have to
brisk
run?
jog.
Because
But I mean, he's
things
dangerous.
are different here, which is fine. That is fine, but it's not a big deal if Artie's late. It is a big deal if I'm late.
But okay, so with that in mind, knowing what a big deal it is, what the conversation we had back at K-Rock, knowing what a huge issue it is, you've done nothing to make it easier for yourself. Nothing.
Why can't you get here 15 minutes earlier?
That's a good idea.
Oh.
No, really, why can't you?
You're right.
Never thought of
No, but
that.
then you don't do it. It's time to stop.
It's weird. It's almost like it's our fault that we don't let you run because you're almost late. That's how I feel.
You know what? Running in the building, you're absolutely right. You could say don't do it. Running on the street, it's up to me.
It's fine, but I'm just saying it's
Run
not
all
about
you want.
It's not about running. It's about the drama that is created by you galloping around here, yelling, screaming out orders, the whole thing.
It's a lot more because it's me. If it
No,
was someone else,
No,
it wouldn't.
Bench,
Because
this is
everyone-
one time I got to disagree with you. I agree
anybody.
that there's a hierarchy here, and I do feel guilty sometimes. 'cause
Nobody else is running.
I've walked in late, and it's not as fucked up as when you're late. I understand that. I don't have an explanation for that, but whatever. But if anybody was running like you're running, it would be noticed, and you'd have to reprimand them. I mean, my driver thinks you're a crazy person. Like, he doesn't know how to react.
Everybody
Right.
in the building thinks he's crazy
And now, did they tell you why they filed a complaint against him?
because he's a lunatic.
Right. He comes in like a loon.
What is the complaint state?
Because he comes running in like a bull every
Wait,
day.
Ron,
He's gonna
tell me
hurt
what I did
somebody.
wrong, though. I said,
Pete, you're turning people off. You're
But what did
turning
I do
people
wrong?
off.
No,
this
forget
morning.
about
They just told you what you do wrong.
Forget about
you
the
come
ID.
running in,
Forget about the ID
You're
thing.
frantic.
Right.
You're running
Okay,
in
so
the
this
halls.
morning, what did I do wrong?
You forgot your ID. That's what you
Dude,
did wrong, and you
okay.
showed up late.
Okay, but when I asked him,
It's
is
just-
it
Don't
okay
involve
to
him.
call up?
You
he
know what?
said yes.
A man has to walk on his own.
Right.
And stop holding other people responsible for your lateness and for your forgetting
I didn't
keys.
hold anyone else responsible.
Well, you're
I
saying,
said-
what did I do wrong?
Yes,
I
because
just
he
told
told
you.
me to go ahead. He said it's okay.
Every day is the same
Yeah,
thing.
but he
though,
didn't
Benji.
tell
No,
you
it's
to
not.
squeeze
No,
through that
I'm not
turnstile.
talking about the ID. It's every day. How many times have I said to you, Benji, you got to stop this? It's idiotic. Every security guard that works out he thinks you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
so
look at
why
their
do
wa-
they- why do
look
they-
at their watch and they know what time he's going to rumble through like that.
Why do they all think you're nuts? You got to ask yourself that. Is everyone in the world crazy, or are you a fucking asshole?
Well,
Which one is it?
the reason they make a big deal about it is I appreciate the security. It's their job, and I'm glad this building's kept secure.
Good.
But the reason Ronnie makes a big deal about the running is because
Benji.
And
Benji,
other-
what time do you get
They
out of
make
here
a
every
big
day?
deal.
what?
What time do you leave here every day?
What do you mean?
What time do you leave here every day?
It's different.
So you leave at noon every
What time
day.
do you generally leave?
Like around 1 o'clock.
Okay. From 1 o'clock till 6 o'clock the next morning, you can run all fucking day.
Okay.
Go running. Get
right.
out of sneakers, get in a pair of shorts, and go running.
Okay.
Your running doesn't have to take place 5 minutes before the show.
Okay.
Benji, you're wrong about you're being treated differently on this, because if anybody else galloped around, maybe you're being treated different
You're
about the
getting a
latest
break.
thing. But
Believe
if you
me.
galloped around like that, if I did it, or if Artie did it, or even if Robin did it, I would say, Robin, what are you doing?
It's annoying, crazy behavior.
Dude, this has been going on since K-Rock. It's not just only here. He used to almost break through the door in the morning there. Because in the morning,
So
I
it's
used to have
some
to
sort
sit
of-
there and press the buzzer to open the door there.
So it's some sort of OCD.
Absolutely.
It's been going on for years.
Listen, you got to go to the doctor and work on this.
Okay.
Get some happy pills.
Show up at 1:45. Yeah, go ask Jason for a pill, take it, and get here at 1:45.
All right.
1:45 is your starting time.
Okay.
and
And I know you don't leave at 1. You leave at noon. Stop it. You leave after the wrap-up show every day.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's true. I know exactly what you're up to.
Okay, you know exactly what I'm up
I
to.
know what you do.
Okay.
You know?
All
If you
right.
leave here at 1, spend from noon to 1 with Sal and Richard. Write a few
Okay.
phony phone calls.
Okay.
That's what you do. That's what I would like to see you do.
Okay.
Impress me.
Okay.
Don't impress me with running in the halls, because it doesn't. Being a kook doesn't impress me.
I'm not-
Being funny impresses me.
Okay, Howard.
That's what impresses me.
All right.
Thank you. And now I'll move on.
Can I predict Benji's bit tomorrow? He'll get here 20 minutes early and crawl.
He promised
snail.
me. He promised me this wouldn't happen anymore. We had this conversation one time already. This is now the second time.
And Benj, look, I love you. No one's more tolerant of the craziness than me. But that it's really, I
Get
feel
the craziness on tape in Richard and Sal's studio. Become part of their team. Craziness off the air, running through the halls, doesn't do me any good. I need productivity, not disruption.
And I'll tell you why, because I really am afraid you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else. It's that dangerous, I think. And then
very
forget
dangerous.
it. Then you're fucked.
It's very dangerous. You're right.
Go, yeah. I mean, who are you to knock over somebody?
It's a very dangerous
That's
activity.
right. It is. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want laughs on the air, not off the air. Off the air, you should be like me, like in a coma. People go, oh, he's so boring. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be boring. You know where I'm exciting? Right here now. This is when I light up. I light up when I'm getting paid. I would never light up for free. It's a waste of time.
You're lighting up for free.
Who lights up for free?
Jerk-offs.
Right.
Well, this is where
People
I'm
go down to
boring.
Giants Parade. They're funny down there. Big shit. Your
At
job
work,
is...
they're nothing.
Yeah. He's funny downstairs in the lobby. I could show you guys in radio who are all funny in the lobby. And they're all out of work. To be funny in here is different. That's where you use your brains. To be funny on the air. To be funny off the air?
It didn't count for anything.
Why would you do it?
It didn't count for anything?
You don't exist off the air as far as I'm concerned.
It didn't help at all?
No. It doesn't exist.
Wow.
You have to be funny enough to where a corporation says,
You're going
we
home
want
at
to pay
1,
you to be funny.
Noon to 1 if you're here and you're not on the wrap-up show. Walk over to that little studio that's where some work's going on with Sal and Richard.
And do funny stuff.
Funny stuff into the
That will
microphone.
end up on the air.
And that'll end up on the air. That's right. I'm not fucking bullshitting you.
I know.
I'm being dead serious. You think I'm trying to be funny. I'm not.
I know. No, it's a good idea to do
You're
the
not
funny
kidding.
stuff on the air,
Yeah,
not off the air.
That's right. And you're not getting it. You're being funny downstairs. You're so fucking funny, now I got a building complaint.
That's no, I'm going to
What do I need that? Now I'll go straighten it out.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
You don't know what I'm talking about? I got a building complaint now.
Yeah, but I mean, this has been going on now. If he can't get what you're saying in this amount of
He ain't getting
time, we have a problem.
Even Doug wrote me a note. He saw Benji on the street being funny. He goes, there was no camera on him.
Yeah.
Well, that's where he works.
I said, what? I said, what do you mean he's being funny and there's no camera on him? Why would he do that? I don't understand. I mean, wait, I'm going to read you this from Doug.
Listen, now I know.
Here's the moment of truth.
this is
Gene
where to
Kelly
be
never
funny.
danced
And
without a camera.
You know, and I read this shit, and I go, you know, man, I'm just, you know, I just put it away, and I say, here it's called. The memo is called, Why Benji is My Favorite Retard. I was on my way downtown to the in-demand offices. That's our TV channel, Robin.
Yes.
Howard TV. I was walking alone. I'm on 50th and Broadway, and I began to hear someone screaming. I ignored the screams at first, but they didn't stop. So I turned around, and I was shocked to see the moron screaming was Benji. He was standing on the other side of the street about 50 feet away and yelling, now at the top of his lungs at me. I began to laugh and immediately realized that since he was in some sort of his shtick coma, he might come after me, so I walked as fast as I could to the subway.
Good idea.
As I began to walk away, Benji was still on the other side of the street and began to scream louder at me. I heard something along the lines of, there he is, that's that guy, Doug Goodstein, go get him, get him, get him, get him.
Oh, my
That's not what I was
It was as if he spotted a bank robber and was pointing me out. I was hysterically laughing now, looking like an idiot at myself for walking alone and laughing. I picked up my phone to cover up as if I was talking to someone and laughing. I actually called Benji, who was out of sight at this point, but he still picked up the phone, screaming. I made my way into the subway, praying he didn't follow me, and got on the train with a clean escape from Benji.
Wow.
I am not sure if he had his tape recorder on or not, but I assume this was all done without any recording devices and solely for Benji's whacked-out amusement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? What's the point? What is that? Explain to me what that was.
Explain to me too, Benj. That was insane. I was like, maybe you told one of the guys to shoot this and you had some bit going, but it was funny as hell. But
what
just
good
for
is
him.
it?
Right, just
I
for
was
him.
yelling.
Like, stay here and do that, and do that in a phony phone call type
I was yelling
situation.
to Doug. When I was yelling, I didn't say get Doug. I said get the
Benji.
kid off the chair, Doug. Get the kid off the chair.
Okay.
Whatever
that's
you were
fine.
doing.
It doesn't matter. I
Let's
just
say
said
it
my
was
name.
You're
funny.
asking why I was doing it?
Yeah.
Because I got a kick out of it.
Okay. If you're getting a kick, I'm telling you, you work for this show.
Right.
So get a kick in the studio.
Right.
And do something witty there.
But
Good
do you
idea.
think he's insane?
Yes. When's the last time you did a phony phone call?
Recently.
With that horse one?
No, recently.
When?
I don't haven't brought him
I've
in.
never heard
You
them.
haven't brought them in.
No.
They're not on tape.
They're not on tape. Oh, you don't tape them. Okay.
You
He's
know,
just doing
I'm a
phony
purist.
phone calls. I'm telling you, he's insane.
Benji scared the shit out of me one day out here at 7th
But
Avenue
what is
and
the
50th.
point? You know, it's all so fucking funny. For who? For
I know-
Benji?
well, it
you
was
work,
scared
you
the
work
shit-
on the greatest comedy show of all time. Make a contribution then to Richard and Sal's studio and go down and jam with them. Don't do it in a
I
fucking
do
hall.
sometimes.
Or
When's the last
tell
time he's been down there
Doug
with
so
you?
that
He
can
comes
send
in
out
there
a
once in a
camera
while.
crew with you.
He comes in there?
Yeah,
And he's doing something?
Yeah, he
From
comes
noon to
in.
1?
Once in a while, he'll come in there.
When's
and
the
we'll
last
work on
time he
stuff.
did that?
It's probably a week or
A
two.
week. So 2 weeks. Week or 2 weeks? 2 weeks?
I can't remember exactly.
Probably 2 weeks, I would bet.
But he does help us out, and we
All right,
run
so
through ideas with
do
him.
it. Or come in on Friday and do a bit.
Howard, there was another.
If I'm not here, everybody goes home.
there was
Do
another-
something. If you're going to do something funny, do it here.
But why is he doing these things? Is he rehearsing for something, or is he?
No, it's a cry for help.
Well, can I tell you
it's
what
for
he?
attention.
You scared
Yeah.
Richard, who's like a
Of course
barn
it is.
animal.
You
Can
don't
I
know
t-
that it's for attention?
Yeah.
Why else would you do it?
No, it's for attention.
To walk down the street screaming like a madman?
Screaming
Oh
at
my
anybody.
God! People were falling off the sidewalk to get out of his way. I had my iPod on.
And what is the joke? I don't understand.
He came barreling at me like an elephant
Yeah.
and screaming, and people were petrified that were around us.
Right.
And they like a sea of people parting with Benji running through them on the sidewalk on 7th Avenue.
It's
It was
stupid.
scary.
Did you think you had no outlet for humor?
Yeah,
Let me
most
tell you
people
something,
don't.
Benji.
You have an outlet.
I've had a very good career.
You have.
never see me walking down the street screaming
Screaming.
at people.
Right.
Just doesn't happen. You
I
know
know.
why? Because it's pointless. And you know what? I grew up. I don't need that much. I get enough attention.
Right.
If you're not getting enough attention, I don't know. Maybe your mother ignored you, or your father,
I
or
have-
maybe both.
I have a great relationship with my parents.
I didn't say you don't have a great relationship. Maybe they ignored you.
They didn't, and they don't. I have a great
No,
relationship.
I doubt it. Take a good, serious look at it.
You doubt it? You,
Anybody
you
who
always talk
screams-
about how much you hate your parents.
I don't
man.
hate my
doesn't
parents.
hate his
I love my
parents.
parents.
You
But I'm
express a
aware-
lot of disgust about them.
Let me tell you something about your parents. You and your parents. There's something that indicates that no one paid attention to you.
Okay.
I don't know if you sat and shit in your diaper for too long or what.
You
but
know
there's
what?
something going on
I
when you're
enjoy
screaming to
hanging
someone.
out a lot with both my parents. My mom.
Doesn't
and
have
my
to
dad.
be. Someone's not paying attention to you. That
Someone
you
then,
want. Maybe
there's
broads,
someone.
whatever.
Somebody's not paying attention. Maybe his grandma.
Okay.
Somebody.
Could be me.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but this is crazy behavior.
Could be
and now you got a
Robin.
building complaint. I got to work here. I don't
Right.
want any complaints from my people.
I understand. I completely understand.
You know,
I wouldn't like that either.
I don't like it. Who needs it? But maybe if you taped it, I'd understand. If you taped yelling at Doug Goodstein on the street, then I get it a little because you work in comedy.
But just to be doing these things for no reason.
It's silly. I'm telling you. I'm here to tell you your behavior's
Listen,
weird.
listen.
You're weird. You're weird.
You're right.
And maybe
about
you like that.
Running in the building's your business. What I do
On the street,
is not really your business.
it kind of is because you know what? Rather you stay here and do the funny stuff into the
Suppose,
tape recorder.
just like we were talking to Kevin yesterday, when you start screaming and carrying on like that, if somebody gets hurt because they're trying to get out of this crazy person's way,
All right.
it could have repercussions for you.
All right, listen, Benji, good luck. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Garrett,
Yeah.
why can't Benji just take this as a yes, you're right, I'm wrong?
I don't know. He thinks that we're picking on him, and he's absolutely right. There are, there's different levels. Okay, if Benji's late, he takes. But Howard has talked to Benji about being late,
Right.
and for some reason, it just goes in one ear and out the other. This has nothing to do with whether there's different rules for different people. The behavior is just not the behavior of a person in any kind of an office, the Howard Stern Show or any other, or fucking IBM. When you're in an office, there are certain rules that you have to play by, and it is scary. And I've heard people complain about it time and time again. He almost knocks you over, and it's just unnecessary. He's like, well, I'm almost late. What's the big deal? The big deal is be a fucking human.
He's been talked to so many times,
I
and I
know.
know this is a job that to get in the studio was something Benji fought for. Now that he's there, what?
I don't know.
Is this shtick related? Is it?
No, this is not shtick related. I don't know what it is, but it's not shtick related. There's no doubt about it.
But all in all, regardless of rank, you make that big of a commotion every day, you're going to get noticed.
And yeah, that's right. And we've talked to him about it.
Ron,
Yeah.
this situation with Benji is something that's been driving you crazy since the K-Rock
Yeah, but
days.
we've talked about this before, me and you.
Yeah,
Right?
how he comes in here every
It's
day.
crazy. He's going to hurt somebody. And that's the problem. I've seen him almost knock Tony over numerous times. Now she's pregnant. If he would have hit her this morning, God knows what would have happened.
Yeah, some serious.
It's not funny.
Yeah, no.
It's really not funny. It's
Where do-
not funny anymore.
Do you think
not
it's in the-
it's not a joke.
Do you think he's finally listened? Is this the last straw?
Dude,
Is
this has been going on since K-Rock, and he's been talked to about it, and he just ignores it. The guy lives 8 blocks from here. How can he not get here on time? Everybody else comes from all over the city, Long Island, Jersey. They get here at 5:30, 20 to 6. Gary comes from Connecticut. He's here at no later than 20 to 6. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
So, Bench,
Yeah, man.
do you think you learned some lessons today? Do you take all that to heart?
Yeah.
I didn't even bring up the stories about you at the on the way to the AVNs.
You did on the
When
on
you
the
were in
thing.
the
when-
wheelchair?
Oh, that was fun. That was great though. That was on camera.
No, it wasn't.
You should have been filming. I asked
Well,
you
I
guys to film
did,
it.
but no, remember, Benji, I stumbled upon you after you were in your
What?
wheelchair with Richard not around and me not around. I stumbled upon you, then took the video. Remember?
Bench.
And Benji, what about when you, what about?
I want to,
Do it. There's
no,
a
no,
camera.
I want to do an interesting thing.
Do it. Do
It's just an
something.
interesting effect. No, let me go. It'd be interesting if I pick you up while you're filming.
Oh, Jesus, Benji. Jesus Christ, Benji.
So, Bench, are you learning lessons about shtick and
So now it's
you know
on camera.
taking it more seriously? No,
Yeah.
for real, you got lectured pretty
No,
hard
it's
today.
it's
This
a good
is-
formula. It's like this. It should be on the air, the funny stuff, not off the air.
Seriously, this is like the most serious lecture Howard's given you about, you know, lateness and behavior in a long
Right.
time. Did you really take it to heart? Because a lot of times I feel like you felt unfairly labeled, you felt unfairly treated, sort of a double standard I picked up from your end.
Look, the running I don't think is a big deal,
Right.
but if it bothers people and if the people over me say not to do it, I shouldn't be doing it.
But you're always a pretty careful person. Why put people at risk by you
That's
running?
really, you know what? I mean, like, do you ever, when something's quickly going on, do you ever run to cover it?
Right.
Does that happen a lot?
A decent amount, you're right.
Yeah. It's, you know what? I don't think running in a careful way is that big of a deal. You
What
know?
about the fact that during
But
that...
if I'm asked not to, I'll respect that.
And what about the new 5:45 arrival time? Is that...
I think it was just get here on time, which I will without, having to run. It's actually kind of nice running outside a little bit in the morning, gets my blood going, and
kind of like a brisk morning jog?
yeah. Maybe I'll develop those, I don't know.
But as far as making a commotion and upsetting security, you've taken this to heart.
I appreciate that they're trying to keep the building secure. I know it's a serious thing, but it's also not probably too interesting of a job, and it's very. When anything happens, like someone in that position loves
Their authority.
to have a chance to. Yeah, generally they do because that's an interesting thing.
Right.
It's very fun to do that usually when you don't have like a lot of. So
It's
but
their job equivalent of airtime, basically. Their time to shine. Their time to get some action going on.
It's fun to say no. Yeah, when you're in that position. But the thing is, I asked the guy. I said I don't have the card. Can you please call up? He said you can go ahead. That they should have video of.
Right. It wasn't this big
You should-
turnstile jumping, crazy thing that they made it out to be, complaint-wise.
I can jump a turnstile, but I didn't. I pulled it. The guy said go ahead. Maybe what happened was they meant they wanted to buzz me in.
Okay.
But I might have misunderstood and gone through the turnstile. I did go through turnstile.
Right.
That might have been what the problem was.
Okay. All right, man.